The future of this country seems to really rely on the development of a coronavirus vaccine. The economy is suffering, and when I say economy, I mostly mean most working Americans have had to bear the brunt of the mismanagement of this virus. And so what we keep hearing about is, as soon as there's a vaccine, there might be some relief. Well, Gallup surveyed Americans to see whether they would be willing to even get vaccinated in response to coronavirus, and the results are actually pretty devastating. So many Americans, they report, appear reluctant to be vaccinated, even if a vaccine were FDA approved and available to them at no cost. Asked if they would get such a COVID-19 vaccine, 65% said that they would, but 35% would not. 35% of respondents in this nationally representative sample said, no, I wouldn't get vaccinated. I mean, I guess I'm not too surprised by it, but go ahead, Cenk.
Yeah, and I on this one, I have to confess, I don't care. So let me be clear, okay? Before we have the vaccine, I care deeply that everybody wears masks because otherwise you're gonna spread it to other people. After we get the vaccine and I get vaccinated and my family and friends and loved ones get vaccinated, I'm still gonna tell you that you should get vaccinated and you should be careful because I care about your life. But if you say, Cenk, I think you're biased and I know that Fauci and Tom Hanks are working to put in chips into me and I'm not gonna take the vaccine and I'm gonna sort of rub coronavirus all over my face. I'm vaccinated, brother. You do you, boo. Okay, I'm telling you not to jump off the cliff. But if you're gonna live rent free inside my head and own me by jumping off a cliff to prove that gravity doesn't work, have at it, Hoss. So once we have the vaccine and we're all vaccinated, you can be crazy to your heart's content. Freedom, freedom, brothers and sisters. Go get them, okay? Rub it all in your ears and stuff, shampoo with it, the coronavirus. Don't get vaccinated. I can't help you if you're dumb, and that's the risk you're gonna have to take.
I'm gonna put myself out on the line here because I'm clearly not a scientist and this might sound incredibly stupid. So I apologize if I do. But if most people don't get that vaccination and you still have this virus active, in the community and it's spreading, wouldn't it continue to mutate? And then wouldn't that potentially risk, people who have been vaccinated with like a new form of this virus? You get what I'm saying? I don't know if it works that way. Maybe I'm wrong. I take it back. I take it back. Let me just move on and give you facts, okay? But I'm just floating that. If you're a scientist and you actually know what you're talking about, please write in, let us know what you think. Because I'm sure, because remember, we essentially got rid of polio, right? Through this polio vaccine. And then this like anti-vaxxer movement started. And all of a sudden we started to see a reemergence of polio. And so I'm curious like how it would impact like the broader community if this like conspiratorial anti-vaxxer thing it perpetuates, right? But one other thing I also wanna note is, look, under the Trump administration, I mean, if someone asked me, hey, there's now an FDA-approved vaccine available for coronavirus under the Trump administration, I would be skeptical too, right? Because we know that Trump is really putting everything, all his eggs in that vaccine basket. And we know that in Russia, for instance, they claim to have developed some sort of vaccine, but they did so without doing the proper testing. So these are things that would make me a little skeptical. Just want to be absolutely fair in what I'm commenting on here. Go ahead, Cenk.
On that note, Anna, so look, I'm not gonna take any old vaccine if it's not thoroughly tested and approved. Would I take the Russian vaccine? No way. Putin's like, no, I know it's safe because I gave it to my daughter. Really? Then why didn't you take it? Well, she already had coronavirus and she had a temperature of 104, so I gave it to her. That's not how vaccines work. You have to take it before you get sick. So no, I'm not taking that clown show of a vaccine that they came up with in Russia, where Putin's like, yes, I know how to do it. Give me some pudding and I will throw in some kielbasa or whatever we make vaccine. No, I'm not taking that. And if Trump says, oh, don't trust me, I got a Trump incorporated vaccine that me and Sean Hannity and Rudy Giuliani put together. No, I'm not taking that either. But if the FDA approves it and the real scientists say, yes, this is the right vaccine, it's been thoroughly tested and peer reviewed, then yes, all the scientists in the world are not lying.
So 81% of Democrats are willing to be vaccinated today if a free FDA-approved vaccine were available. That compares with just 59% of independents and just under half of Republicans, 47%.
How about it?
Now, so a few of our viewers have written in via Twitter, and they said that my interpretation of the virus mutating seems correct. So I'm worried about the impact that it's going to have on a broader population of people if a third of individuals refuse to take the vaccine. Let me give you more details though. 76% of adults between the ages of 18 to 29 are willing to get the COVID-19 vaccine, as are 70% of senior citizens, so some pretty good numbers there. Willingness to be vaccinated is lower among the middle-aged groups, 64% among 30 to 49-year-olds, and 59% among those 50 to 64 year. Wait, 30 to 49 is considered middle age? Like, when did that happen?
I like how you got distracted by that. All right, by the way, that 50 to 65 group is the most hardcore Trump voting bloc. It's one of the few demographics that are still in Trump's camp. He's now lost senior citizens, partly because maybe his reaction to coronavirus, where he's like, I don't care, you just go out and die for all I care. And he's lost the young, of course, right? So he's just got that little block, and it's the same knuckleheads who are like, oh, I don't need no stinking vaccine. But look, I don't care if you're progressive or a Democrat or anything, and you say, no, I don't believe all the world scientists. I think that they're gonna put chips in me, and Tom Hanks has got a pizza chain that's a problem or something. Whatever your theories are, I don't care. Now, look, a lot of you make good points. Anna made a good point. I don't, and especially in situations like polio, once you've largely gotten rid of the disease, you don't even need the vaccinations. And again, we're not scientists. Don't quote us on it. But once it rages again, then you need everybody taking the vaccine, and God forbid if they haven't taken the vaccine, then they're more likely to catch it. Mike, one of our members, makes a good point. tyt.com/join to become a member and have your comments read here. Mike says, Cenk, don't you care about immunocompromised people who can't be vaccinated? They rely on everyone being vaccinated to stay protected. Mike, it's a great point. So yes, I'm exaggerating. Of course, I actually want people to get vaccinated. But I'll go just wrap up with this, back to the gravity example. So if you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna jump off this cliff and I'm gonna take you with me, I'm gonna fight you as hard as I can. If you say I'm gonna jump off this cliff and take your mom and dad with me, I'm gonna make sure you're not jumping off that cliff. But if at the end you say, look, I'm gonna jump off the cliff and it might or might not affect you, probably won't, but I'm just gung-ho on owning the libs and showing that gravity doesn't work. I'm saying, look, I'm trying not to get you jump off the cliff. I'm trying, but if at the end you jump, I gotta say, c'est la vie. That's all I'm saying, and that's just the reality of it. #freedom. Want to win a free electric scooter? Well, our partners at Aspiration and Zoom Electric are making it possible. All you have to do is head to tyt.com/greensummer for your chance to win.